All right, wow. Welcome back to Nordic Fjords. I thought we were just here recently. I'm going to be going all the way with this shot as often as I possibly can. If we have a gentle headwind, I might even bring a power 5 ball if that means I can get it over here to get it close to the green. So I have 10% max, extra mile and a Titan here. It just depends on the wind, you know. I don't actually use max topspin here, though, so just about 2 bars of topspin and usually 2 bars of right spin. And you can see I've got a good amount of curl there and max overpower because we want to crush this thing close to the green. Now, I do have the end bringer indicated here. If you play this one nicely, you can get it to the green, but I want to warn you, if you're just on the edge of that green there, that's a terrible putt. So you see now with the end bringer, this is a super close, super makeable. You know you can start the major off with an eagle because no matter what, you don't want to be the guy rolling out a hole number one or lady with a one or anything worse because this is one of those holes that, yes, if it's a really bad wind and you're playing with like an EM4, you know, you might have to bounce over that water, over the river, whatever you want to call it, the fjord. But just do your best to get this one down here. Use your big balls, baby. I'll see you on the next hole. Hole number 2 is our first par 3. This is a tough one. Take special note of the second bounce here, where we're going to end up finding a little bit of a funnel, a little bit of a sticky spot, if you will, and watch that left ring, how I've got about a half that clear ring in that left rough. So you find that little spot, you move it back and forth, you wiggle it. Now you're going to see I've got 0 spin here, 15% medium adjustment here with this level 7 sniper, and I'm just playing a navigator ball. This hole is ridiculous. You can definitely find a groove with it. You can get it to drop, or you could find yourself struggling a lot. Now, there is a rough bump down there on the right-hand side by the rock. I tend to avoid it. I'm not going to show it this time around because I think this is really the safe, smart, rookie way to play. Get it in the hole. Let's go. Hole number 3, and this par 5, we start off with the drive over to this little right-sided, I want to call it a kidney bean, okay, maybe a jelly bean. Given this, a couple bars of top spin, 1 bar of right spin, depending on the wind. You see a light headwind here, so we have a little bit more top spin. If you've got a tailwind, you have to play with this one. You might only need, you know, half a bar of backspin or something. So a level 5 extra mile here shows that it's really not about the level of the club all the time. It's just about good, smart plays. So we set it up there and, you know, we know what we're going to do and we want to get it to the end of the bean. So that was 10% adjustment on the drive. Second shot, 10% max as well. I'm setting it up with the sniper. Now this is a level 5, so we're pretty close to max distance here. Check the distance of your club. You're going to see the top left of my red ring is actually going to be touching that bunker or very, very close to it. And I've got that second bounce. It's going to be just on the fringe. Just on the fringe of the green. You see how it's sort of right on that line. I got maybe half a bar of backspin. Again, it really depends on the wind. That's into this sort of a cross headwind. If you have tailwind or crosswind here, that side, that spin value will change, right? So we need to just play it in the tournament, but this is the path. This is the way to get there, to give yourself a chance to get those big booms. Because when you get the drop, it just makes everything so much better in the tournament, right? So nice clean adjustment there, 10% max, like we said. And, you know, if you get a good clean roll, this one has a big time chance to get in the hole. Let's go. Okay, number 4. Okay, so hole number 4, this par 3, I think bouncing over this water really affects the adjustment. I have a katana here, but 1.8 to 2 bars of backspin, 3 bars of right spin, and I'm bouncing it over from one pad to the other. You could play this on the right-hand side as well and just go right to left. 45% max seems to be a very, very close number to what this actually plays. And if you look at the arc of the ball guide down to the water, that's much lower than the actual level that the ball is sitting on. So when this thing is in flight here, I think it's where we're getting a large, large effect on the ball. So right there, bouncing it up very, very close. So we know we can do it. Tiny bit more backspin, slow it down there. I think, yeah, 2.2 is going to be what we're looking at. So we'll see you on the next hole. Hole number 5. Now, this one plays quite long. I set up the drive with a Titan and an extra mile, and you're going to give this one 2 bars of side spin to the left And depending on the wind, now we've got a decently strong tailwind here pushing it. And you see about a bar of backspin is good enough. Take a look where the second bounce is in relation to the bunker and to the rough, so that when you set this one up, you can duplicate the outcome. A little bit of left curl here tends to be the play. However, not always essential. So up and close to the end, be careful. And also be careful, this second shot plays much longer than it looks. If you don't have like a high-level sniper, bring a Viper here or maybe a Horizon if you've got it. And I'm still giving it a little bit of topspin. So the idea for me, oh, and there's a glitch. See that glitch there? That's why we're adding left spin. You could also add right spin. Both helps you get around that glitchy spot. So 2 left, a little bit of topspin here into the headwind. If we had a tailwind, you might need some backspin. You're getting a pattern here, right? So easy does it. I do give this one a tiny bit of overpower into the headwind. Nothing crazy, but there's a chance to get a drop here, but this is a tough hole. It's not nearly as makeable as the first par 5, so take your chances when they come. I hope you hit them straight. We'll see you on the next hole. Hole number 6, I am going to show you 2 ways to play this hole. It can be very, very difficult in this drive. See a little bit of a headwind. I have a power 5 ball here, max top 1 left, and you have to bring a big topper or a high-level Thor's hammer to pull this off. So you want to bounce it from this skinny little landing pad with a 10% maximum distance adjustment here. And to get it up past that little fairway rough island, if you will, you're going to see here that I probably should have used 2 bars of left spin. So take that into consideration when you are setting up your shot in the tournament, that depending on that wind, especially if you got a headwind, we're going to need to lay up here. And this is basically the way to do it. You don't want to be this far back. However, it is still makeable. So from there, check your distance. We're roughly mid distance. I've got the bottom of the yellow ring just touching the fringe or thereabouts, and just going to set it up in this consistent way all the time. I end up giving it a little bit of backspin here, about 0.8, but I'm really just playing by feel at that point. I know that this ball will just trickle ever slightly to the left after that kind of third bounce, maybe a little bit of a right to left slope on the edge of the green, but nonetheless, this drive on this hole is really, really important, and that's why I'm going to show you how it plays in tailwind, because it's a completely different circumstance, right? So, but if you set this up nicely and a little bit of luck, it's still makeable, baby. We'll get those eagles. The par 4s are really important. All right, so back again. Fancy meeting you here on hole number 6. Now, as you can see, we've got a tailwind even heading towards the green. This is where you have to go for it. So you've got this extra mile level 6. So this is showing you that you don't have to have, the hugest bag. You might have trouble with an EM4, but max overpower here. You might want to use like 3% left curl. You'll see that we do flirt with the rough on the right quite aggressively here, but nonetheless, it is important that you see this is the way to go here. Get this one down there. Now, it's difficult being down on the green. Luckily, I'm a few squares in. It helps considerably. So good luck. All right, so final par 3 is hole number 7, and this is a very difficult hole. I end up playing this at 2.5 bars of backspin, and I've got 3 left here, and I actually adjust this one at 50% max. It just seems to need that much to get this one anywhere close. So you see, we take a little bit off here. We're trying 2 back, and it just seems a bit hot. So 2.5, second bounce there just before the fringe. And, this is, I don't know everybody's way to play it. Looks like there's a sand bump there if you want to get spicy. There's a little bit of a rough bump that looks pretty steep and, inconsistent to me. So I think this is the way that I would approach this one, coming in from the front tee. And, just a little bit, just a little bit off, but we know we get that to drop. So I'll see you over on hole number 8. Hole number 8 is one of those par 4s. You're going to be seeing people sharing footage of their hole in one here. And I hope to be one of them, and I hope you are too. Now, you can definitely bring a power 5 ball here. I give this about a half a bar of backspin. You're going to see the max overpower in a minute and 2 bars of left spin. I just eyeball where I'm actually setting this up because I know that 2.2 wind is roughly about a ring or so with the extra mile that I'm playing here. So a little bit of curl, max overpower. And that's where, if you're not fully comfortable with the max overpower, the power 5 ball makes a big difference. Now, you may need to lay up here. If we do, it's going to be unfortunate, but that will take the scores down for everyone. So otherwise, hole 8, baby, we're going for it. Let's go. Welcome to hole number 9, the final hole of this tournament here, and you're trying to get as much distance as possible here on the left. That's the bottom line. 4.5 top, about a bar of right spin, because I want the ball to finish on the right-hand side of the fairway up in its final resting position to give us the best possible angle of approach on the second shot. I have a sniper listed here, but if you have lower level clubs, I think you're going to want to bring a Viper or maybe even just a big dog to get it down there. You don't want to risk the chance of an eagle here. Even though there's an outside chance of an albatross, it is not guaranteed by any means. So I'm giving it all the beans here. Hit it hard, hit it long, and that great left is not helping anyone there. However, just enough to squeak by. Now, this puts us a little more left, and you'll see that there's a big distance to try to reach to get down there. But with a little bit of reach, there's just enough. Now, this is where a higher level sniper comes in handy because you get a little more topspin. But with that wind, it puts us in a pretty reasonable place to know that we can get that eagle no matter what, as long as you can basically hit that ball. And so I tried 10% adjustment here, and you're going to see, I believe I hit great as well on the second shot. So, of course, I push it up a little bit because I feel like I'm lacking distance, which I don't think is wrong. I didn't go overly aggressive on that push up there. Maybe a ring, I'm guessing. I couldn't quite zoom in there. Yeah, and we hit great as well. But you know what? Sometimes you need a little bit of luck to win a major banner. I wish you guys the best of luck. Hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel. We'll see you out on the course.